Alrighty, what is up, everybody? My name is Jess Weber, and this is Spiritual Warfare. Welcome to the show. Welcome, everybody that is just coming in right now on the website. Everybody coming in, all right? We're still censored on Instagram and Rumble. I don't know what's going on with Rumble, but we still have our own little community here at webersway.com. So please, if you want to just be a member or just sign up, it's free. Just go to webersway.com just webersway.com and just fill out the form there and just be a member. All right. You can check out our latest and greatest videos there every single day. And also get exclusive discounts on our clothing brand, Spiritual Warfare, which is hot. I'm telling you, it's hot. We are everywhere. We are in Walmart. We do have an Etsy store. And obviously the main store is on our website at webersway.com/shop. Use the promo code GODWINS, save 10%. And also you're getting free shipping right now. It was never free shipping in the beginning. And some reason Jose is not coming back to work. So I don't know when that'll ever be changed. So it's still free shipping. You save a lot on shipping. Okay. We're fronting the bill for shipping, just so you know. Okay. We front the bill. That's how it all works. I don't know if it's not just free. It's not like magically free because it's free for you, but someone has to pay for it. And we are upfronting the costs of shipping. So hopefully you appreciate that, right? Other than that, guys, lots to talk about. Trump in the news, obviously, and other stuff that is trending. We will go over it tonight. And let's go right to it. All right, Chuck, you ready? Chuck, you gotta wake up over there. Chuck is still sleeping from his little nap. He loves to have his little nap. Anyways, we are back on YouTube. We don't know. We're just trying it out, see if it works, see if they'll have us. We've lost how many accounts, Chuck? 6 accounts? We are trying to get our main account where we had 100,000 followers on that. And that has completely been gone since January 21st, January 6th, to be exact. They deleted our account that many years ago. We still try to get it back, but they said it's completely wiped. I don't believe them, but we will keep trying. I don't know. I guess we said a lot of mis medical information, so you got to be careful. It was really bizarre. I was on YouTube and they said I had a video violation strike or whatever for of medical misinformation. So I had to take a test. It was a very strange test, and they were like, and it was very like, if this vaccine does this, if you think this vaccine causes these problems, should you say it? And then you say no. And then they're like, oh, good boy. And then they said, does COVID vaccine cure whatever? And you say, yes. And they're like, good boy. You're still approved there. So they are very strict on YouTube about medical misinformation. They're very strict. They are like bought by Big Pharma big time. Check. I don't care. If we get kicked off tonight, I don't care. No one's watching on YouTube anyways. We're just building a library there. That's all we're doing. But the thing is like, it's very strange on YouTube. They've completely went woke. They are very frantic. If you say anything about a vaccine, you just get very scared. Oh, what are you going to say? Don't say that it hurts people. Don't say that it helps people. Don't say anything. They're just very like pro drugs, I would have to say. Now, can you say your personal experience? Yes, I guess you can. But we were talking about experiences that other people had. And they did not like that. And they did not like other doctors' opinions on any matter of the vax. So we got to be careful there. So, we already know the truth. We're talking to our audience here. We already know, right? Anyways, we all know Trump is over in Saudi Arabia. Now, Chuck, I always thought that Saudi Arabia, weren't 9/11 people allowed to sue Saudi Arabia? Wasn't that a thing? Does anyone remember that? Was it like you could sue Saudi Arabia from 9/11 because they're responsible for 9/11? Remember they took the blame for 9/11 or something like that. I don't know if it was that country, but I just, it's very bizarre. Anyways, they love Trump. Obviously, they loved him in 2016, and now they love him again. Now, Trump is officially, they are going to finalize over $1 trillion to the U.S. And, building up U.S. I don't know, whatever, you know. I've truly no idea. You know how they do. They just throw out these big numbers. Trump loves these big numbers. He went over there to sales pitch. Hey, invest in America. First, it was at $600 billion. Now it's at $1 trillion. They're going to finalize that as well. Trump checking plane that the Democrats do not want. Now, this whole plane thing, the situation about this plane. President Donald Trump boards his $400 million luxury jet the Qatar government gifted him for the first time. So this is what's strange to me. You know what I mean? Everyone's like, can we trust this plane? You know? And I don't know if Trump is thinking that. I mean, he's like, accept the gift. It's great. This is great. We got a new plane, and so we'll use this plane until the other plane is fixed, because the plane he's flying on is 40 years old. I don't know if you know that, but the plane that Trump is flying on, the Presidential Air Force One, is 40 years old. And this plane is literally brand new. So why wouldn't you take it, right? Trump says. But all of us Americans are like, that thing has got to be laced with bugs, right? Not literally bugs, but, audio bugs. And even if they can't find them, there's some ways they can figure out how to listen to it. Could this plane be rigged somehow where it just crashes? This is what we're a little worried about. But I don't know if it's him trying to show trust in Saudi Arabia. But Boeing would be under investigation as well. Does Boeing want to go down for this kind of thing? Who made the plane? What was the plane really made for in the beginning? Was it really made for the president? And if it was, there's a lot of security things for a plane like this. You know what I mean? Or is the plane just empty? Maybe the plane is just a luxury inside, and then you have to put in all the special tech in there afterwards. Maybe that's what we could do, but a lot of people are like, we don't trust this plane. This is very sketchy. But hey, if Saudi Arabia are our best friends, shouldn't we trust them? Shouldn't we be like, yeah, right, this is great? Obviously, the Democrats are very upset about it. They think Trump is getting this present, and he's not, this is, pay to play here. It's, a gift. But I wonder if Trump will keep it after the presidency. But Trump has said that it is for the president, for United States. So I don't think he'll keep the plane. Maybe he'll keep it. I don't know, but I doubt it. I don't think he can keep it personally after he's done. But but anyways, they're waiting for the new Air Force One. This might be the temporary one. I don't know. Do you trust it? Because obviously we do not trust this new plane. And maybe Trump does. I don't know why Trump does, but he does for some reason. Anyways, Trump is out there. There's all these viral clips going around. Went to a special state dinner, they called it tonight. Speech was pretty good. You can rewatch that on Fox and YouTube as well. You can watch it there. A lot of, he wants to drop tariffs on Syria. Syria's Trump wants to give them a second chance. Say, hey, listen, we understand that you love to just bomb and kill everybody, but we're going to forgive you and give you a second chance, and maybe you'll straighten up this time. So I guess there's new government over there, and hopefully this will change them. I don't know. I just feel like Trump is on this path of peace. Obviously he wants Saudi Arabia to join the Abraham Accords. I guess they're not sure about that, but Trump wishes for that, And I think you could sense that Saudi Arabia is all about Gaza. I don't think they like Israel. You could tell, because they were cheering a lot when Trump's like, we got to help the Gazan people. You know what I mean? And then they were really cheering for us. So you kind of sense Saudi Arabia is on that side of the aisle. So Iran, they got to make a deal, but they can't have a nuclear weapon. So it's just going to be very interesting. So, Wellness Hawk, the Devs would rather have American taxpayers buy the new plane. Yes, I agree. But the new plane is not ready, Hawk. I mean, it's the delay. What's going on with that, right? Trump is pulling Elon's arm. Boys are being boys. Anyways, Elon was there as well. He was Listen, I'll tell you one thing. Elon, listen, if Elon he's playing the smart game, being part of the, hanging out with the administration, doing Doge for free, getting the electric cars in Saudi Arabia. It's not a bad idea. You know what I mean? I'll tell you one thing. Invest in Tesla stock, that's for sure, because it's going to boom big time. They are predicting 16,000 per stock. I mean, it's ridiculous numbers, but I really think there's going to be a huge boom in Tesla coming soon. He talked about his robot, how great and fantastic it was. So there's also an interview of Elon in Saudi Arabia as well. It's Qatar, not Saudi Arabia. Okay. Well, thanks, Sling Blade. He's saying Saudi Arabia the whole time. So Saudi's a U.S. investment firm. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, yeah, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, isn't that in the same area? Come on. Now, guys, you know what I'm talking about. All right. All right. Qatar. You're right. Qatar donated the plane. Okay. To the jumbo jet, Trump's exclusive plane. See, I'm getting okay. All right. I see what you're saying. So I guess there's a difference, right? Imagine Tesla in Arabia. They don't care about wokeness, unlimited profit. I would agree with you, Elders Hawk. I would agree. All right. Moving on from the Saudi Arabia Qatar's Fasto. He's still going to be in the Middle East, and we'll follow up as it goes on. Obviously, Diddy was on trial. We have a young lady. We know this lady, actually. She's from LA. Emily knows everything on Instagram. She's there on the ground, sitting in trial, getting the scoop of everything that's going on. It's absolutely disgusting. This Cassie lady, the one that was beaten on surveillance footage at the hotel. Remember that beating that Diddy gave that lady and pulled her hair, kicked her in the face, whatever? Well, there's all this gross stuff. I guess she had some escort was peeing in her mouth. It just gets really grotesque. She says that she was pretty much indoctrinated into this whole sex slavery thing. She was convinced, coerced. Her music was coerced by Diddy. Diddy completely controlled her. But the other side is like, well, you were a willing participant. You loved it. And then she's like, no, I was, you know how it goes, ladies. Ladies will do anything, right? They'll do anything to get to the top of the game. And then until it gets to the point where like you can have an exit, they'll take it. But other than that, they'll do whatever it takes to get there. But it's sick. It is sick. I have to agree. It is very sick that men, what they do to women to get to the top of the chain. You know what I mean? It's just like the acting world. You know what I mean? That's what they want. They want to, they want us all gay. It's literally every actor needs to be gay. That's what they want. So everybody can just have sex with everybody. And then there's no pressure. You know what I mean? I know. It's sick. It's sick. That's why I got out, right? I received my big, beautiful coffee mug that I won in the sling bag. That's right. That's right. Doug won the coffee cup. That's right. Well, Doug, you didn't have to have the coffee cup. You could have had anything in the store. That was the thing. Last week or a couple of days, Charles won. Charles from Instagram won. Sure. He got the Armor of God long sleeve shirt. Charles, that's on its way. Just so you know. There you go. Also, what else have we done? We sold a lot of beanies lately. I don't know why. It's summer's coming. Beanies. I don't understand why we're selling beanies, Chuck. We have we have a beanie, the God logo, and they're selling like hotcakes for some reason. I don't know why. It's summer. And the guy that bought it was in California. A lot of people in California, Texas, a lot of the states that are hot. Texas, Seattle, California, a lot in California. I don't know. Maybe it's cold in California. Who knows? Men obviously like Diddy to take advantage to them to keep power. That's right. A lot of gay stuff too. Anyways, here's Emily knows everything. Let's just see the scoop that she got.
All right, I left the court. I think I've heard enough for today. Cassie Ventura got on the stand and was being questioned about the freak-offs. And we learned late in the day that oftentimes when she would be having sex with a male escort, he would ejaculate onto her, and then Diddy would be in a room over, and then she would go into that room and then rub the semen all over his chest and nipples. The overflow room gasped. His family stood there unfazed in the courtroom. I've heard enough. Someone looked at me and said, well, Diddy's just a cuck, which I found interesting because Kanye just said that he was going to make an album called Cuck, and he one time called Diddy his twin. but that's besides the point. I feel like I don't need to know every little detail about the freak off, but that's what the prosecution wanted today. So, yeah, do with that information what you will.
There we go. Emily knows everything down there. Wow, I did not hear that one. That's a new one. The cum on the chest and then rubbing it on his chest. It's it's almost to the point where someone gets. Let's just get the camera one. It's almost to the point, if you think about it, folks, to be this sick and twisted. You're so rich. You're so used to blackmailing people. And you were probably blackmailed as well to enter this realm of satanic Illuminati, black Illuminati status, and you had to do all this stuff. I'm sure Diddy was raped in the butt many times, and he didn't like it, and then eventually liked it. And a lot of this sick, twisted stuff goes on and on and on. And you know, probably Diddy's done many women, and he's done every little thing possible. These rich people do everything, right? Billionaires. They do every sick little thing. And then they start experimenting with sick stuff to just break down people. And I'm sure they research about everything, about how they can make a human just feel like crap and worship them. So they do this disgusting stuff to them. I don't understand how it doesn't just break you and says, I'm out. This is gross. But no, he's like, no, you want an album? You want an album? You want to beat fame? You want to be in the Black Illuminati? This is twisted, folks. This is another level of sick. But we've heard of it all. We've heard the sex tapes of Diddy banging guys in the butt. And those people that get banged in the butt all have shows and music, and they're all gay. We even heard Khalid, the DJ. He's gay too. He's doing gay stuff too. They're all in this little club. And it all needs to be shut down. I'll tell you that much. But then again, it's all willing participants. But I don't think they know what's good for them. I think it comes down to the moral line. I think all these people just think this is a great thing, but really they don't understand what's going on, that you're really you're sick and twisted, and you're making more sick and twisted people as time goes on, because you got to have another rapper, you got to have another up and coming, you got to have another new artist every year. Even Lady Gaga talked about how she had to strip naked and she refused to do whatever. And then she did everything. And sure enough, she's number one, right? That's what it's like in this industry. And Diddy is the culprit. But I think there's something that goes beyond that. I think maybe Tupac, he was definitely gay too. So, it's very strange where this is all going. So my conclusion, I would have to say, is that Diddy took over the Black Illuminati from Tupac, and the who's that guy? Who's that big fat guy that died too? Big Sean, big whatever. But anyways, I think there was like this. That's what the whole East Coast West Coast war was all about. You know what I mean? The whole, and I guarantee the CIA is involved with this type of music. There was this funny post about how they ban Kanye's new song, Hail Hitler, right? Chuck, did you heard this one, right? Yeah. They banned Hail Hitler from all platforms, but it's been on Instagram like crazy. It's been on Facebook. Everyone's been playing it. But supposedly it's banned, right? Because it's hateful, it's hate speech. It's, this is why they banned it. Hate speech, it's gross, whatever. But yet you can listen to a rapper talk about killing, murder, sexual banging, whatever, sex, and all this N-word, this, I hate you, this, midget, that, all these grotesque things. But that's okay. Okay, we can listen to this killing music, shaking the booty's ass and the wet ass pussy, all this disgusting stuff. But Kanye's song gets banned because it's Hail Hitler. Now, it's just, listen, I don't condone either of them, okay? But where's the freedom of speech? If people want to listen to this garbage, let them listen to this garbage. But you know what? If it was for me, I would think everybody should be listening to worship music, right? Amen, right? Jesus, right? Chuck, right? Larry? Why is it always Chuck and Larry, right? You guys are always on the show. You're always here. I mean, it's very interesting. What type of music they ban. Oh, this is bad. This is hateful. But yet they'll play the music of big booty hoes killing each other and the murder gangs and the Crips and the Bloods, whatever. You know what I mean? It's very bizarre. I feel sorry for Kanye. I really do. I really hope he gets his act together, or he gets his family back together. I don't know. I guess they were Kim Kardashian. I don't know. I just heard, Kim Kardashian, they all had a little powwow and she's all worried or whatever. I don't know if this is true. This is a headline. I hate to just say headlines. But anyways, conspiracy theory nut says Kash Patel stated, I guess Kash Patel stated, he says, should Adam Schiff be found guilty of any of the 256 emails involving Jeffrey Epstein, I will take it upon myself to ensure that he is held fully accountable for his actions and faces the appropriate legal consequences. Just saying. Could it happen? Could it go down? We will see in time. A lot of these people that we got in charge now, Pam Bondi, all these people talking the big game, talking about how they're going to do this, do that, do that. We haven't really seen much. Where's the Epstein files? Speaking of Epstein files, James O'Keefe released another video. And we thought this was going to be it. This was going to be the money video. This is going to be the video of like, all right, we finally got it. James O'Keefe got it. And he's got the big video. And this is it. And you're going to be disappointed too. I'm sorry, but you're going to be disappointed. But here we go. Can we, where's the audio for this thing? No audio? Oh, it's, no. Hold on. Let me get it. Here we go.
Is releasing never-before-seen footage from inside the buildings on Jeffrey Epstein's island. The island, known as Little St. James, is located in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Drones have flown overhead in the past, independent journalists have snuck ashore, but no footage or images from inside these buildings has ever been published until now. This footage was captured about a year after Epstein's arrest. In this world-exclusive O'Keefe Media Group takes you through the kitchen inside the main mansion, a villa used for hosting high-profile visitors and events. Through our reporting, we can confirm this footage is authentic. You'll see the entire kitchen is a sterile white with stainless steel appliances. There are sparse decorations, including a few pieces of coral, but there does appear one prominent artwork, a large framed photo of a nude baby in a sink. The baby is holding a phallic-shaped object. The image is hung above the kitchen table. It begs the question, why did Jeffrey Epstein choose to place this image inside of a kitchen where visitors would eat, cook, and entertain? The publication of this footage comes on the heels of a report last week of a royal fixer admitting Prince Andrew had sex with underage girls. There's underage girls. And also after a report last week on Attorney General Pam Bondi.
Tens and thousands of videos. Yeah, and it's all with little kids.
Since those reports aired, we've received an uptick in outreach and tips, and we've heard from these sources that they don't trust anybody due to the lack of transparency and accountability in the United States government. We increasingly find ourselves in a circumstance where none of the criminals in the most powerful institutions in America are held to account for anything. And yet I report to you today, the truth always finds a way, and courage begets courage, which we know is happening as a result of these reports, because people are coming forward to us. Now, for the first time, I'm going to take you on a tour inside the buildings on Epstein Island in a series of video reports. We'll be dropping more soon. Support us and continue to look for our next breaking news on our website at o'keefemediagroup.com. Subscribe and you will get our reports first.
Cool. Oh man, if you're obsessed with the Epstein stuff, this is your time to sign up. Get on the sign up list here, whatever. freaking O'Keefe Media get full access. You'll be the first one to find out to see the kitchen. The kitchen with a picture in there with a naked baby holding a weird object. And that's all. Next week, we're going to show you the living room where he had a painting of a naked donkey, right? And then next week, we're going to show you one of the bedrooms that Epstein might have slept in. And then the next week, we're going to show you the bathroom where he would get his massage. And then next week, we will show you the swimming pool. I don't know if we're being played here, but weak, I would have to say. James, this is really weak. I mean, come on. Really? You're going to show a kitchen? Nobody wants to see this shit. No. We want names. We want videos of the names doing whatever they're doing. Obviously blur it out, but we got to verify. We just got to verify. We got to make sure that we see, Bill Clinton. We don't want to see it, but we got to verify it, right? We got to have someone officially verify it. That's got to be verified. Bill Clinton or someone, someone with status doing something bad on tape at Epstein Island. That's what we're looking for right here. I mean, or any Epstein place. It seems like all the attention's on the island, but Epstein had other places. You remember he had a ranch? Chuck, didn't he have a ranch where he was breeding women? To have his baby, I would think. Anyways, I don't. Why is Project Veritas next to his head there? What is going on with that? Why are they teaming up? What's up with that? He still has not explained that. Does anyone know why Project Veritas and O'Keefe Media are together now? I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Anyways, let's see. All roads lead back to the little pizza parlor in D.C. Oh, man. You never know. I would go back there, right? Assad is going to be after my man. Stay safe. Okay. Protect James O'Keefe. Okay. I don't know if he's really in hiding. Isn't this where he works, this place right here? Or maybe that's a fake place, right? I mean, everyone's like, this is great. This is great. But, like, get to the bot. Get the real deal stuff. You know what I mean? Is this what Pam Bondi is giving James? That's what I feel like is going on here. Pam Bondi gave James O'Keefe some information, and he's releasing it slowly through this media, so it's discredited. Maybe that's the whole point. Maybe the point is to go through O'Keefe Media, right? Goes only into the echo chamber. No mainstream media is going to touch it. You don't ever see Fox. You don't ever see James O'Keefe on Fox. I don't think he has he, Chuck? And then what? You put it on O'Keefe Media, it doesn't go anywhere. We already know that. We know people don't get arrested. We know no one gets in trouble. We know the shocking news doesn't spread around the world and stops it. So I just don't get it. I don't understand what's the point. Why give it to him? You got to give it to Joe Rogan or someone. Lots of money to make off this case, so information is soon by the billions sold. Right. I don't trust him. I saw the video earlier today, and it was pointless. It's right, Slick Big. I mean, come on. I was very disappointed too. I was like, really? Really? We're going to look at a naked baby? It almost looked like it was staged. Really? They got this clean kitchen, then all of a sudden they put this random picture in there. Like, ha ha ha, look, he's a pedophile. He's got a little naked baby in a kitchen sink. Ha, we got him. Come on. It's almost like they just did that just to really convince you that he's a pedophile. He's banging babies. But we did hear that they did that. Where did we hear that? Tim Tebow on Sean Ryan podcast, they talked about that. And it was very sick and twisted. And I hope, we don't have that video, do we? Anyway, Sean Ryan and Tim Tebow, they did one, and they were talking about how they would have.
That's a lot.
Here it is. We got the video. Here we go.
Of evil. Yeah. A friend of ours that fights in this space 3-4 weeks ago was telling us a 13-year-old girl was being raped while someone would stand there and read the Bible to her. And then they would rotate and someone else would come in, read the Bible while she would be going through this horrible evil. It was believed that they were doing this so that the worst moment of her life would be associated with God's word. You want to read something?
This forum is entitled Forced. and has 50 members/contributors. The specific forum has been active for nearly 2 years. Offender 1, what are you into? Offender 2, but anything goes. Offender 3, I'm 60 and a very violent man. No isn't an option. Offender 4, hello all. How are my fellow friends today? Offender 2, I have 20 TB
Terabytes.
Oh my gosh, of video new for 2023 vids available. This is what we're facing.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are hurtful and disturbing about it. One of the things that we're seeing grow bit by bit is offenders that are saying, instead of finding their next victim, some of them are saying, let's just grow our next victim. That's a lot of evil.
Yeah.
A friend of ours that fights in this space 3-4 weeks ago was telling us a 13-year-old.
Wow. I maybe I didn't watch the whole video, but dang. Dang, Chuck. Jeez. These people were talking about babies. They were into 5 to 9, but anything goes. Some of these, I mean, how sick is that? Baby rape videos. Raping a girl and giving her the word of God. Oh my gosh. That's horrible. You would think God would intervene right there, right? Just have the guy have a heart attack and everyone just dies? Jeez, that is satanic. Very satanic. Whew. Okay. All right. That's the Sean Ryan podcast with Tim Tebow if you want to watch that episode. Unbelievable, but believable of these people. They are very sick and twisted. All right. Man. Not good, Chuck. I don't know. That's really disturbing. It really disturbed me. Other than these mainstream medias are defending this clip of them doing cocaine. I don't know if you guys seen this, right? I think we showed this the other day where them look like they're covering up the cocaine in the spoon. They claim that little spoon was a coffee stir, right? Does anyone see coffee in this room? I don't. Would you stir your little stick with your glass of water? I don't think so. What is the little stir for? What is this little baggie for? People say it's a tissue.
Bizarre conspiracy theory accusing European leaders of snorting cocaine during a diplomatic train ride to critical Ukraine talks has been widely ridiculed by French officials and dismissed as blatant disinformation. The conspiracy reportedly began circulating on Telegram, a messaging app popular in Russia, where edited footage surfaced of French President Emmanuel Macron, British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer.
See how they did that? From Russia, they said Telegram and edited footage. All sounds like they're trying to discredit right away. Telegram. Oh, Telegram. You know, Telegram's that conspiracy app, right? Edited. So they must have edited it into something. Russia disinformation. See how they did that? All in 3. So it's pretty good, York Post.
And newly elected German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. The video shows the leaders entering a train carriage en route to Kyiv.
Who's this idiot?
For high-stakes talks with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. At one point, Macron is seen quickly removing what appears to be a crumpled tissue from the table. Conspiracy theorists seized on this moment, falsely claiming it was a bag of cocaine. Meanwhile, Merz was accused of handling what they alleged to be a white spoon used for cocaine consumption, which in reality was a standard plastic coffee stirrer. French President Macron's office was quick to respond, posting on X that the accusations were nothing more than fake news. Former InfoWars host Alex Jones was among the most prominent Western figures to boost the conspiracy by labeling Zelensky a known cocaine enthusiast. Jones wrongly claimed that the video was taken after the leaders had met with Zelensky, when in fact it was filmed before the talks even began. He later posted an edited version of the clip, insisting that viewers could clearly see it's a bag of blow. The Russian Foreign Ministry also joined in spreading the falsehoods, with spokeswoman Maria Zakharova mocking the European leaders and asserting, without evidence, that a Western diplomat had confided in her that drug use was rampant among European politicians.
If they got to make a piece saying that it wasn't, it makes it real. So there you go. It's confirmed that it was real. All right. Speaking of real, do you want to see the video of them literally after that little powwow? Do you want to see what happens to them? This is unbelievable.
Young hearts, run free.
can't make this up, folks. Come on. Some would say it's AI. All right, moving on. Cocaine or not, still very strange. Anyways, I don't want to play that. That's a gay video, Chuck. You want to play that? Really? All right. This is video going around. This gay guy is defending gay sex and how it's natural and all that. And she comes back with him about doing it in the butt. Here we go.
12% of men who have sex with other men 1 or more times a week have problems where they are not able to control their bowel movements.
Because when do you...
Well, why? If it's healthy, if it's perfectly healthy. And
Okay,
you know that's
so
true.
that's actual
12%.
blood.
That's the Jubilee on YouTube. I don't know. Man, they are. There you go. There was another piece on the Jubilee, that same group one. It was about, I think it was that guy. And he was talking about how if you can't be boring gay, you have to be groomed to be gay. And he's like, no, you're boring gay. But they're like, well, how is that possible? If your parents are straight and you're having a gay child, where are the genetics coming from? From your straight parents, right? So, because he was saying like it's genetics. That's why you're born gay. And then the guy's like, they never found no gay gene. All right. You have to be groomed or screwed up in the beginning of life. You have a clean slate in the beginning. Then somehow something does it to you. I'll tell you one thing. Watching kids as they grow up, right? I watch my nephew and niece, right? And I just watch it. Like, you can literally convince them of anything. They are complete idiots. They're two complete idiot kids, okay? They have nothing in between the ears. My brother would kill me, right, if I said all this. But they do. They're just the one kid. He's a crazy kid. The other, the girl, she's just a sweetheart. She just, she don't care. She just wants a popsicle. Sure. But it was, you could easily convince them. They remember everything, kids. They just but I could see, if I was evil, you could see that you could convince them of bad things. And I can see what is happening to the gay community, I would think, for sure. It's not good because they just keep growing, but they will die off because you can't reproduce, right? Okay. Moving on. None of this is gay stuff. I don't want to see any more gay stuff, right? Anyways, I don't know if you guys remember, but the guy that stabbed that kid in the tent, well, he got to graduate. Yep. He's out on bail. He's raised a lot of money. They got a mansion now, new car from all the money that they raised. And I think he's going to be free. I think this kid is going to win his case of self-defense. I just don't see any other I'm sure he's got a Obama appointed judge, and justice will not be served. I mean, this kid's out on bail. He literally stabbed someone, admitted that he stabbed him. Okay, it was raining. I don't know. Maybe where is the footage of this? I mean, this is a high school. Everyone's filming, right? Where's the footage of just even the aftermath? Someone was like, "Holy cow, he's stabbing." Okay, film. We got him after the last stab. Well, where's the footage? I can't believe they scrubbed the footage because I don't know if you heard of it. They literally took everyone's phones away that day. So the cover up keeps going on this case. Will justice be served? I highly doubt it. It'd be very sad if he doesn't stay in jail. Today would be a great day. I can't even say this, but if you want to read it, I will just abbreviate it. Today would be a great day to take the CV off the childhood V schedule. It's been left on far too long, and parents are furious. It's still being forced on their children. Secretary Kennedy, not very. Every member of Congress is controlled by big pharma. It's Marjorie Taylor Greene's announcement. Hopefully that'll come true. We don't endorse it, YouTube. Okay, do we? General Mills gets served as Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton launches an investigation. Under my watch, big food companies should be on high alert. They will be held accountable for if they put toxic ingredients in our food and engage false marketing. Interesting. So there we go. It's happening, folks. See, I don't understand. How come Australia's version got no artificial colors, but we do? You know what I mean? I don't understand this. How did they get away with it? Is the plan to kill off America and every country is involved with it? Is that what it is? You would think the people that sell these people that make this food, they would think their own family would consume it. Maybe, you know what I mean? I would think, or one of their family members would have been like, "Hey, they told us not to eat it, just so you guys know." You would think there'd be a whistleblower somewhere. All right, moving on. Let's see. Biden media blitz. He's backfired. Demands him to go away after 2024 election. Oh yeah, Biden had a medical scare. I wrote, no one cares. Because no one cares. Who cares, right? All right. Also, this was interesting. What is Judaism view on Satan? I had to show this video because it was very strange. And it almost made sense, but it's also strange.
Hey, Rabbi, what's Judaism's view on Satan, the devil?
In Judaism, Hasatan, Satan, isn't an enemy waging war on God. It's more like a divine tester. He challenges us so we can show our true character. Unlike pop culture's devil, this Satan serves God's purpose, highlighting our moral choices rather than fighting against God.
I don't know about that. Say it with me. Jesus is king. Yes, I would agree on that. Easy answer. They worship him. So you literally worship Satan, LOL. Holy crap. You people really worship him. That's crazy. I don't know where they're getting the whole worship Satan, but I don't know. It's very strange. Anyways, I thought it was interesting because of the testing. Wouldn't that be interesting if God created the devil to test the humans to see if they are worthy to go to heaven? That's sick. I don't know. Why are you doing that to us? Come on. We're weak humans, I'm sure Slingbag over here is lusting right now, right? I'm sure someone is. I'm sure we're all sitting as we're sitting here. I'm swearing and saying bad things on this show. Is that a sin? Shouldn't be. We're in spiritual warfare. We're not allowed, actually. All right. Moving on. Obviously, Trump has allowed South African farmers to come to America for refugees. So these farmers are being these Christian farmers are being slaughtered in South Africa because they're taking over their land. They're wiping them out. And now he has gave 59 people asylum here in America. And the Democrats do not like that because they are white. Just saying. It's very strange. Watch this crazy lady.
I'm willing to condemn murder, more than willing, but not of white people. I'm not going to play in the hands of white supremacists.
So they think they're white supremacy in South Africa. Okay, there we go. Here is Jimmy Kimmel talking about how if you don't have Trump derangement syndrome, you are not normal.
Optimistic person. I'm not hysterical. I laugh when people say, "Oh, you've got Trump derangement syndrome." Yeah. If you're a reasonable person, you should have Trump derangement syndrome. Right. And by the way, I think he has derangement syndrome about us too. The fact of the matter is, this is a dangerous person. This is a stupid person, and that's a bad combination. And I'm an optimist.
Oh gosh, he's running scared. You know why? Anyone that speaks out like that, he's running scared. Just like De Niro running scared. They all are. You know what I mean? They all are. All right. So as the military cleanses, they are getting rid of all the trans military people because they're not fit to be in our military. Okay. I don't care. Listen, there was a whole little joke. The Dems, they thought it was hilarious. They're like, oh, you guys think they're so strong in women's sports, but they're not strong to be in the military. You might say, oh, you got us, but you got to remember the weakest, the last place guy is the first place. This is so confusing, right, Chuck? The last place guy that transitioned into a woman is the first place woman. So the woman, if a woman was to play in the men's sport, she would be last place. Okay. the last place man would be first place in the women's sports. Do you understand? I don't say that. I don't see how that's strong. Okay, I still think that's weak. Yes, we're still saying that women are weak. They're not as strong. I have to say they're not. You have to admit it, women. You're not as buff as we are, right? All right. Anyways, they're getting rid of the trans people. This person is so happy to be gay and trans and wasting our taxpayer dollars as this person transitions into the military on your taxpayer dollars. And then what happens is he gets kicked out.
Hi, everyone. I just want to give an update. Today's my first day in uniform, and it feels very gender affirming. I am so happy to just be able to be myself while in uniform, and I just wanted to give y'all that update that trans people exist. We're in the military and having such a great time. So to all those who support me, thank you, and know that it means the world. And more to come. I've tried to make this video so many times and I'm just stumbling because I don't know. So I'm just gonna spit it out. After I get put out the military, like I need help moving like out of the country. There's nowhere on earth I want to go more than like to move to France. Like that's all I want. And
yeah, move to Palestine.
And I have friends that are willing to help, but I'm so scared and I'm nervous and I'm like panicking because, you know, this is like a big move. It's big. So I am just going to ask if you have moved to the country, if you are able to help me find a job, if you are able to help me navigate. I just need help. And that's what I'm here to ask for. So if you have it. Hi.
I'm sorry. I feel sorry for these folks. They were obviously molested as a child and they were raped and fooled around. I don't know. They're messed up. You got to check. They're seriously messed up. You can't mess around with these people. This is a mental illness. And they're literally trying to fly planes in the air and trying to defend. Yeah. Imagine that they're looking down, right? And they see a family or let's just say they see two gay guys. The enemy are gay. Let's say the enemies are gay. You think they're going to bomb them? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it, Pinky, right? They're not going to bomb the gay couple if they are strapped with bombs and they're ready to walk into an army base. And they're holding hands, and obviously they're kissing. Let's just say this is the gay couple with bombs strapped to them. You think a gay trans person in the drone or flying the drone or in charge of launching a missile, you think they're going to launch the missile? No, they're going to accidentally miss. You can't have that. You know they're going to zoom in and say, wait a minute, they're gay. I can't let them die. They love each other. But yet they're going to do suicide together. You know what I mean? Can't have it. Can't have it. Here is Charlie Kurt of Primetime Alex Stein with some of these videos. We got to do them in order, Chuck. Let's see if this is it. Let's see. Here we go.
This is my son.
That's your son?
I knew very young I was a boy.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. You'll never be a boy. It's like you're never going to be able to impregnate a woman. You can't make a baby like that.
Who wants a child in this environment?
Are you into guys or girls?
I'm straight.
So you like...
Women.
Okay. Wait, so you have a vagina and you like women, so that makes you a gay lesbian. I'm sorry.
No,
that's what
it makes me a straight man. I am attracted to women the same way you are attracted to women. Have a good day.
So you're a lesbian, you're not a boy.
This is
That's not the money.
And you ruined your beautiful daughter.
What?
You had a beautiful daughter, yeah.
I have beautiful
that looks just like you. I know. You guys could literally
I look
be
more
twins.
like my dad than my mom. Completely.
You guys look
Dad.
a lot alike. I'm sorry to
My
break
older
it to you.
brother looks more like my mom.
I'm sorry to
than
break
I
it to you guys. Y'all look alike, okay?
Yeah,
You could have had a
we're
beautiful
family.
daughter. You could have had a spitting image of you. She could have been in a marriage, could have had kids, could have made you a beautiful grandmother. And none of that's going to happen. And instead, you laugh about cutting off your child's breast. And you ruined your beautiful...
She's laughing. That was a kind of like an evil laugh, don't you think? That was kind of weird. Let's see another
You like
one.
trans kids?
I raised one.
You raised a trans kid?
I raised a child who decided to follow their true heart.
Okay, what about their other organs, like the genitals? That's they don't want to go by their true genitals?
This is my son.
That's your son?
Yep. No. This is my son, but also people who are autistic.
And you're probably autistic.
Sex workers.
And we shouldn't let autistic people
are-
transition their sex because they're autistic. They're retarded. And a retarded person cannot pick their gender.
2025, but then this man uses the R word. Did you invite this gentleman?
You have an autistic daughter.
Why did you say I was autistic?
Are you autistic?
No.
About that. It's a mental health issue. You don't solve it by cutting off your breasts. Look at your body shape. Your hips are like a woman. You're never going to be a guy.
And thank God, because if I was a boy like you, I'd kill myself.
See, exactly. Suicide. This is what guys, that's what I'm talking about. They always go to suicide. Trans people, they love suicide so much. You like trans kids?
He's so bad. Oh, Alex Stein is so bad. Oh, man. Good chuckle. I like that. It was funny. All right, this was strange. Somebody was recording CNN and was looking at the bottom headline. Did anyone else notice this? Let's blow it up, Chuck. Here we go. It's a mile-wide underwater volcano is ready to blow its top off with the West Coast. Scientists predict one of the Pacific Ocean's lesser-known volcanoes will blow its vent in the coming months, causing 10,000 earthquakes in one day. That was on CNN. Someone says, okay, I looked it up. 300 miles off Oregon coast, 1 mile underwater. Says experts will not impact anybody. And if they didn't tell us, no one would know it's going to happen. So you should always get right with the Lord while you still can. I still say someone actively working on himself. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't even know why you would even put it in there. I mean, I would just maybe talk about it. Maybe, hey, we got a huge headline here and we're not going to discuss it. That's kind of strange. Very strange. Very strange. All right. I don't know why they're pushing AOC to be your next president. She's an absolutely the biggest whack job on the Democrat side.
I don't want to hear anything about America first. These people and this administration is putting America last. They're going on television trying to rip the Constitution apart, trying to rip this flag apart, trying to tell people that America is not America. If anyone's breaking the law in this situation, it's not members of Congress, it's the Department of Homeland Security. It's people like Tom Homan and Secretary Kristi Noem. You lay a finger on someone, on Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman, on Representative, or any of the representatives.
She didn't know any other names.
That were there, you lay a finger on them, we are going to have a problem. To attack free speech, to attack the powers of Congress, to erode our ability to investigate and conduct oversight, that is what is un-American. And this administration and Kristi Noem spits on the American flag every time she does that nonsense.
Yeah, sure, AOC. A bartender that became a Congress lady. That's just the American dream, huh? Or did someone pay for her? Was there an audition for her to get in, huh? All right, let's go to our time traveler lady. She is what is she, Chuck? She does the time travel stuff. What is it? I don't know. She can see into the future or something. She can travel somehow. Anyway, here she is with the time shift.
All right. I don't know if you've been feeling it, but we just went through one of the biggest timeline collapses and shifts since 2012. Remember when everyone all of a sudden started to get these weird Mandela effects like Fruit Loops or Febreze or Berenstein versus Berenstein Bears, or Luke, I am your father versus no, I am your father? We just went through that just this past week. If you've been suffering with headaches, body aches, a lot of nausea, even a little bit of dizziness or vertigo, most likely you were feeling it in your body, and that probably means that you're an extra sensitive individual. Of course, we've also been having an uptick of crazy, insane visual dreams, as well as psychic attacks. This is all a part of the shift that we're experiencing right now. Now, apparently, we got hit with some sort of crazy cosmic wave. So what happens in the universe is that when a star collapses and there's some sort of supernova, that energy actually ripples through the universe. And what I just heard from the Galactic Federation is that one of these energy waves is hitting us right now. Now, if you take a look at the Schumann resonance or even a solar flare radio frequency broadcast, you'll notice that there have been a lot of blackouts recently. Apparently, that is being caused by this cosmic radiation wave. Now, it's kicking us into a higher frequency, and that means a lot right now at this time. It means that old systems are going to collapse rapidly, but at an individual level, it means that you have a choice to make. You might be feeling very impulsive at this time. Maybe you feel like all of a sudden, out of nowhere, your job isn't serving you, or maybe it's your relationship or your living situation. All of a sudden, you're feeling torn between a life that you thought was fine and the unknown that you're feeling pulled to. It's because what no longer serves you is something that you've never actually looked at before. And now all of a sudden, we're all being prompted into a higher frequency, which is a scary thing. So comment below if you've had any of these symptoms or feelings, or if you're being pulled in two different directions with a really big decision to make. And on top of that, if you want to know more about this huge collective timeline shift, go to my website and check out the most recent Galactic Federation meeting. It'll be season 2025, episode 5. I'll see you there.
Listen, I love dabbling in this stuff because I just think it's fascinating. So don't think I'm this Star Galactic person that's into all this stuff. But I think it's fascinating. I think anything, it should be a fascinating interview. And even that one satanic guy that just came into play here, the guy that's starting a cult, yeah, he's fantastic. He's a great character too. I think he's probably a wannabe antichrist or a wannabe leader. It seems like he was a loser in his life, and now he thinks right now is a good time to shine. I don't know. Maybe he's part of the shift. You guys know who I'm talking about? The guy with the black beanie, and all his followers wear the black beanie. Very strange guy. And he's got a lot of different. I don't know why Instagram is pushing him. They're pushing him. Well, they love Satan. They love satanic stuff. You know what I mean? Justin BMX, delusional. Space is fake. Uranus is Gatorade with Mercury rising. Okay, there you go. There we go. Some people don't believe it. Okay. But, you know, the guy, the Malahati guy.
Let's end the era of violence. Let's stop the hate. Muslims.
This guy, okay, he's coming into the scene. I think that he's part of the shift, too, if you want to go down that road, right? He just popped up out of nowhere. And happens to have a cult with him already. So he must have been around, and then all of a sudden he wanted to go mainstream. I don't know how he's doing it. I don't know if they're funding. I know he's got a GoFundMe page. Let's see what he says about Trump here.
This opportunity to address the Emperor of the United States of America, Emperor Trump. I would like to invite him towards the Ahmadi religion of peace and light. I would like to invite him towards the Dawah and the religion of Imam al-Mahdi, the seventh covenant. If he does so, he'll find in there goodness. He will have an opportunity to be a great ruler. He won't have an opportunity to be Pope, unfortunately, because I already claimed that. And so the person who claims it first is the true claimant, and the person who claims afterwards is a false claimant. So he cannot be the true Pope. I'm the true Pope. That's done. It's over. It's non-negotiable. And I'm the representative of God on earth. But in all seriousness, I do invite him to contemplate over the proofs of this dawah and to investigate the claims that I'm making, and to not be like those who have gone down in history mocking the messenger that emerged in that time. At that time when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam invited the various people to the religion of Islam, there was barely any followers. Now there's 2 billion people on the planet that follow the religion of Islam, and this religion, the Dawah of Imam Mahdi, will expand at an exponential rate much faster than the religions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. So I wish him the best of luck and to his base of support, and I invite them all to this religion and to investigate it.
I can't take it serious, Chuck. I know. Don't stop. No, I can't. I'm gonna keep laughing, Chuck. Wow. Very strange. She's very strange.
What is your brief message to the Christian world? What is your definitive proof you are the one we should follow?
My definitive proof is that I came in the same way that all of the previous prophets and messengers came. Each and every one of them claimed to be on the tongue or in the will of the prophets that came before. Me too, I claim to be in the will of the Prophet Muhammad. Each and every one of the prophets and the messengers, they demonstrated knowledge. Me too, I demonstrated knowledge. Each and every one of the prophets and the messengers and the successors before, they called towards the rulership of God. What's the rulership of God? That God appoints the head of government, and God also is the one whom formulates and brings down the laws that the people have to abide by.
Right.
People don't make up their own laws. It's the laws of God that we have to live by and abide by. I'm the only one calling towards that. Every other nation, every other church, every other synagogue, every other mosque, they're calling towards man-made laws and individuals as rulers and leaders that do not have any authority from God. So they're actually calling towards a different path other than the path that we know the prophets and the messengers called towards. Moses never called towards Pharaoh. He said,
wow. I mean, this guy goes on and on and on. Don't get me wrong. He's just going on. Anyways, people say that he did, he's done miracles and stuff like that. He says a man of God dressed in black. What is that?
By the name of Why So Serious 369, and they're asking, what man of God dresses in all black? There's your first clue.
there are many religions in which its religious workers and its congregation dresses in black. You have, for example, in the religion of Christianity, the priests, quite often they're dressed in black. You also have in Judaism, the rabbis and the teachers, they're dressed in black. And a lot of Jewish people, they dress in black. You have in Shia Islam, for example, the women, they dress in black. And a lot of the clerics, they also dress in black. So black is not something that should be unfamiliar as the three major Western religions.
Dang, you got us good on that one, huh? Sure did. Why are you feeling satanic? Why are you feeling satanic energies?
Named Lipno is saying, why am I getting satanic energies?
Why are you getting satanic energies is a question which I think you'll have to respond to, and you'll have to be the one that looks inside yourself and figures it out. I know that in the time of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, the Muslims, they used to get satanic energies and vibes from him, and they accused him of being a great magician. The same thing happens in the New Testament, where the Pharisees and the rabbis, they also accused Jesus of being a magician that was working with demons in order to expel demons, and so they got evil energies or satanic energies from him. So that's the thing. I think that people are disturbed quite often by the things that they feel are unfamiliar to them or that contradicts something which they have adopted and accepted as an absolute truth. And so perhaps I have said something that comes into conflict with something that you believe, and therefore you're perceiving it as evil.
So this user named Lip.
I don't know. We'll keep watching him, see what happens to him. I'm sure he eventually will die off. But if we look at his logo, it's the star. If you shift it, it'd be the Baphomet, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? If you just shift it to the left a little bit. He's got 52,000 followers. I don't know if he's really going to shoot up to be #1 religion in the world. I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to do, but he's very... I get satanic vibes from him for sure. Right? Do you? I mean, that's why we're all talking about it, because we all get the satanic vibes. We don't know who this guy... What are you doing? I think it's fun. That's why I just like to showcase it, because I think it's funny. Because he's like, you know, he thinks he's like this leader. He thinks he's the He loves to just say the Mohammed. He loves to say those words. He just loves it. All right, folks. Well, Diddy on trial, Trump in the Middle East, and well, other than that, Democrats exploding, trans and LGBT still out there. This was an interesting. Oh, let's check out this video before we go. This was a good one. This one I was just like, this is great. Remember how Trump said truck drivers must speak English? Well, it's happening.
Couldn't believe it. Going through Arkansas, I thought it was a joke. Got stopped at the weigh station in Arkansas and was handed a piece of paper, and it says, "Can you read and write English?" I said, "Yes, sir, I sure can." He goes, "Can you read this?" So I read it to myself, and I was like, okay, I started handing it back. He goes, no, read it out loud for me. So I read it out loud for him, and, you know, it was short and sweet, no problem. He goes, "Now, can you write this for me on this paper?" And I did, and there was a whole bunch of people that had already written on it. And I was actually witnessing people in handcuffs that had been pulled in. And I was like, "What's going on?" He goes, "Oh, we've come across now that if you cannot read or write in English, that it's a $5,000 fine. And if you have a company in Arkansas that employs people that can't read or write in English, it's a $10,000 fine paid on the spot. If you cannot pay it, you're automatically arrested and lose your license." What a shocker.
I mean, it seems pretty extreme. It could be fake, but Trump did talk about how truck drivers do need to speak English. They were announcing that, so be interesting. All right, this is another video on CNN about the whole South African people being white.
Okay. So if you think about the history of South Africa, it being under an apartheid system, where I think it is 80% of the population that are Black Africans only own 4% of the land. That is because they were put in shanty towns and moved into areas where they had no rights. And so 30 plus years ago, they went through a the apartheid system ended, and they reformed their constitution under the great leader of Nelson Mandela. And that allowed for a racial reconciliation, one that this country has yet to do. But South Africa did it, and they reformed their constitution. And part of that is that the people who are native to that land deserve their rightful land back. That is not what the Afrikaners actually want to have happen, which are the white Africans. And so who are not originally from Africa, who colonized South Africa also. And so that is what they are saying is discrimination. Now, if the constitution in South Africa is discriminatory, they have their checks and balances in that land, just like we do. And that is for them to, so if the Afrikaners don't actually like the land, they can leave that country.
They're leaving to come here.
No,
These refugees are coming here.
They can actually leave and go to where their native land is, which is probably Germany.
Are you against them coming here?
Holland, probably. Holland.
Are you against
them?
These people, they are unbelievable. All right, folks, so that wraps up today's show. And obviously, we need to pray for somebody. And let's pray for the Charlie Kirk one, because You know, it's tough being gay. It's tough being trans for these people. They don't know what's right and what's left or wrong. So, you know, some of these people out there have been raped, molested, and raised by a mentally ill mom that enforced this. So we always pray for the mentally ill and our enemies. They don't like us because we're straight. Dear Heavenly Father, we pray to you tonight. We ask you to show and shine your light to this mom and son. Or no. Is it mom and son? Mom and daughter. Sorry, we're really confused. And we don't want to confuse you, Lord. So we ask you, Lord, to show your light to them. To show that the path of where they're going is not right. Take the mental illness out of the mom and this child so they can live a normal life. So this child doesn't have to take medication, doesn't have to have more surgery. We ask you, this person, to find the truth, the light, and the life in you and Jesus Christ, and help them find you and change the path that they are on. So we ask you, Lord, to reach out to them tonight and let it be. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen, right, guys? All right, guys, that wraps up today's show. We will see you tomorrow. Another news-filled day of the spiritual warfare. Do you feel it, people? Do you feel the shift? I think I do. Chuck. All right, guys, we will see you later. And remember, Jesus is coming. He will be back.
Make this our song of surrender tonight.